this video, I want to do my top 6 things that I didn't know about the Camino and it might have helped me beforehand. I've done my first Camino 2 weeks ago. This is when I came back. I walked for 3 weeks. I started in Lyon and I walked all the way to blisters, so that's about 400 kilometers. And my Camino experience was something that one day I woke up and I was literally like, I need to go walk and I need to do this. Beginning of the year, I had actually back surgeries. I just felt like I wanted to find back to the strength of my body again and try if I could do this. And this is actually why I started in Lyon. So this is my first learning. If you think you're gonna do it for the first time and you're not sure, and maybe you wanna start somewhere closer to like a week of walking or like 100 kilometers, and you're also thinking maybe I want to do the Camino Frances because it's the most popular and maybe easiest one. You know what? If you can do a week, you can do 4 weeks. If you can do 100 kilometers, you can probably do the 800. And that might seem like a big call, but that was the case for me. Because the hard part is the beginning. It's the first days. It's getting your body getting used to it. It's finding out how everything works.
Okay, day 1, just finished walking. I'm exhausted. I don't know how I'm gonna do this the next couple of days, weeks. There are people here that like been walking 3-4 weeks already. My body is already like saying no. We'll see.
Once you're in the groove and you have a routine and you know what's up, then you might as well do the full thing. So I personally regret a little bit that I didn't start all the way in the beginning in Saint-Jean-de-Pied, but I started sort of halfway, because I think especially in the beginning there are a couple of great ways to walk and a couple of great challenges that might have been really good for me. The 4 weeks, 5 weeks really getting into it is an amazing experience. I wish I would have done the full thing, because for me, I thought I'm gonna start with the 300 kilometers 2 weeks because I can see if my body can take it, if my back is ready to do it, if I'm mentally prepared for all of this, especially because I've never really been hiking. So that's my first learning. You can do the whole thing. I believe in you. Just go for it. My second thing I wish I knew before is when they tell you to get in shape before doing it. And I was like, well, I've done a bit of my physio exercise and whatnot for my back. I was thinking you should exercise to like push through and be able to get it done. So I was like, no, I'm like mentally so strong. I don't need to exercise for weeks and weeks because I can do it. I can push myself to go through it. You know what? Yes, you can probably push yourself to finish it all, but what's important is the exercise is also you build up muscle and you prevent injuries. Who would have thought? I didn't think that. So it would have been good if I just did a bit of exercise beforehand, go longer walks and really strengthen my muscles. My back was actually really fine, probably because of the physio exercises, but my knee really started hurting because there wasn't enough muscle to support all the parts of your body. So I wish I did more exercise, maybe even 4 weeks beforehand, strengthening, core muscles build up, and a bit of walking so your body gets used to it. My third learning, and something I wish I knew beforehand, you don't have to be perfectly prepared before starting, because there are options to buy stuff on the way. There are options like little supermarkets, or even there are shops where you can buy gear, and there are, especially on the Camino Frances in Lyon and Asturga, for example, there are decathlons where you can go and purchase something. If you need an extra jacket because maybe later in October, November, it's gonna get colder, you can buy that stuff later on. You don't need to carry everything around from the get-go. But do take the essentials because you wanna start well. You can watch another video on packing. You don't have to be perfectly prepared, and within that also learning, you can, for example, go to any point of the Camino. I had a suitcase actually with me because I was traveling to other places, and you can send that suitcase all the way to Santiago. So you just go to the post office and you tell them you're a pilgrim. So I think you get special rates there. It's a bit cheaper. You can send it to Santiago. They keep it for you for 4 weeks and you can get that. So even if you're traveling from overseas and you need other clothes or other things beforehand, you have stopovers, you can't do that. So my fourth learning that also has a little bit to do with the packing and wish I knew beforehand, the rain. I was like, oh, end of November, December, like end of October, November, it'll be cold, it'll be rainy. If it rains, it'll be awful. My friend has done it before. She said she got sick because she was walking in the rain. The rain is not gonna kill you. As you say in German, you're not made out of sugar. It's not necessarily just that, but if you have a poncho, if you even have additional protection for your shoes, you might want to take that, or even you just want to wrap a plastic bag around it, or even if they get wet, you will be fine. If you're healthy and you just watch out that you have a change of clothes in your backpack and you change that real quick, if you get home to the alberg, you'll be fine. You can walk in the rain, it'll be fine. So that leads me to my fifth learning, and something I wish I would have known before. You can do the Camino without a phone. And that was not a choice I did or something I wanted to do. I had to, because in the rain, my phone got damaged. It was broken, so they couldn't fix it where I was. It did freak me out a little bit at the beginning, especially if that happens if you haven't prepared before. So even if I used someone else's phone to log on to Instagram or Facebook or my email, but it was really frustrating in the beginning because I had hotels booked that I tried to cancel and I couldn't. I needed to contact people that I didn't have the contacts of.
I miss my phone, and I miss calling people, and I miss taking photos and memories of things. Today I'm like really fucking over it. Really annoyed. I feel like everything is broken. My phone is broken. My knee is broken. I'm limping around. What else is broken? My spirit.
But you know what? I survived, and on my day 3, I really thrived in it. I didn't have a phone, so didn't feel the pressure to capture moments with photos and videos. And I woke up in the morning, like I didn't even have an alarm. People had to wake me up, so I had to like tell the friends I met on the way, like, can someone wake me up in the morning? It was actually really beautiful to be woken up by someone. I didn't check the weather, and I was just like, whatever happens, happens. I didn't know how far I wanted to walk that day, so I would just start walking and be wherever I was by the end of the day. I don't know if you want to do that choice, because if you don't really get to know people and they're there to support you in little things that you might need a phone for, that's going to be a challenge. But you know what, you can literally do it without it, so don't freak out, you'll be fine. My next learning is, and something I wish I knew before, I thought the Camino is going to be a very lonely, me by myself, spiritual experience where I'm going to be walking every day with me and my thoughts by myself for 3 weeks. Parts of it was like this, but overall, and biggest surprise, it is such a social experience at the same time with so many people, especially on the French Camino. You meet people all the time. Is it in the albergs, in the hostels, or especially when you walk? You walk and constantly someone comes up and you go, buen camino, buen camino. And when you look at them, you're like, buen camino, how are you going? And it's like, okay, if you feel like a vibe and you feel like they want to talk and they want to exchange, you start talking to them. And you meet the same people over and over again, and you see them at night if you're in the same like rhythm of walking, and it's the most beautiful thing. In the beginning, I almost felt a little bit like, no, I want to do this by myself. Like I saw myself walking by myself, walking into the plaza in Santiago by myself, and this is what I need to do. I'm also very independent, and this is an experience I want to do by myself. But my learning was, life is about people, and that's the beautiful thing of it. It's the people that bring the joy and the experience and the growth and everything that comes with it. So I kind of gave in very early on because I found amazing people on the way and I wanted to keep them around. And then I did adjust my walking rhythm also to like maybe meet them again in the same albergs, because we grew to like a little Camino family. I always say I had like 2 Camino families, like a little group in the beginning, and then we split because one was slower, one was faster. And then I found a new group, and then we walked together in the end to Santiago. So it was a big social adventure at the same time that I didn't expect, and it was wonderful. That leads me to my last learning, something that I didn't expect. It's hard. It's hard to take days off. So I was thinking, I'm gonna start walking, and if I feel tired, I'm gonna take a day off there. If something hurts, and I did have an injured knee, it got a bit swollen and it hurt when walking. I was like, I'm just gonna take a day off. You won't believe how hard it is to take days off. And for two reasons. First one is like, you're like in this walking mode. You get in the routine, you wake up in the morning, you wanna walk. And it's hard to just say one day, no, I'm just gonna stay here in this city and not do anything and be here and just be. The second thing is, you really, and that was my experience, you really start liking the people you meet on the way. And every time you fall behind and you wait a day, you're gonna be in a different parallel universe. So you're not gonna walk with these people anymore because they're a day ahead. You're gonna be with this other universe that is behind you that you're gonna enter and meet these new people, which is beautiful as well. So that is beautiful, and this is something I'm on the process of learning, is the detachment. And it's okay to let people go, and they come into your life for a little bit and they walk with you and then they might leave again. But for me, I didn't even take a day off just to rest during the Camino, because I wanted to stay with certain people and I wanted to stay in this flow that I was in, and it was totally fine. I'm not saying you can't take days off. You probably should if you need to rest, but it was harder than I thought. So I hope all these little learnings are gonna help you in the Camino, and you're gonna like see for yourself stuff that you didn't expect. Leave me in the comments if there's anything else that you were surprised about the Camino, or if you have any questions. Bye!